All right, so the show ended a little bit early actually, and we are live. And man, oh man, NXT snapped, dude. NXT snapped for real. Guys, if you're new here, definitely be sure to like this video. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel because when you subscribe, we go to a different stratosphere and all that shit. But guys, we're also live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter as well, or X, whatever you want to call it. NXT Heatwave has just taken place. Reactive Chess 13. Hello. How are you? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So yeah, NXT Heatwave has taken place. The show was awesome. It, in my opinion, actually literally outdid what Money in the Bank did last night. I'm being very honest. Travo was good. What is good? And yes, reactive. Ethan Page is the new NXT champion. And honestly, it legitimately looked just like, oh, Shawn Spears just didn't want Trick Williams to win. Richard said, I'm so upset that Trick lost. Yeah, I can understand that. It was very upsetting seeing Trick lose. I hate seeing him lose the NXT title because I do feel like Trick was, he was great for that championship. He definitely made that belt what it is right now. But Ethan Page and the character that he's playing, and obviously everything that Ethan Page has done throughout his career, he is the perfect person to hold this belt. Now, guys, I'm going to get into everything. Again, guys, we're live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, or X. Guys, good way to contribute is just by commenting on the videos, also subscribing to the channel and liking. And if you guys would like, you're more than welcome to leave a super chat in the in the chat. That way I can read everything on the screen. But we're going to go over this show for what it is. AEW guys have each other's back. Yeah, Shawn Spears and Ethan Page. That's funny. That's funny because it's true. Yeah, they do. Because Shawn just really did not want him to win. Richard said Ethan Page is going to be a gloating. Can't stand him. Yeah, Richard, he is definitely going to be gloating all the way home. I'm actually super excited for him to be the champion. I cannot lie to you guys. Just obviously you want to see a change of pace with especially with like the World Heavyweight Championship on shows. You want to see a good change of pace. You want things to make sense. Obviously, Ethan Page came back and ultimately just made an impact right away. So him coming in and winning the NXT title in what I think like his, second PLE or whatever it is, he won it very, very quickly. So he's definitely going to be doing all of the gloating. And I actually just got a text from my buddy Solak. He said, time to call up Trick. And I do believe that is something that you guys can be on the lookout for in due time, especially with SummerSlam on the horizon. They'll probably do some call-ups, maybe one or two after SummerSlam. So, just to shake things up a little bit. Richard said he didn't even know he won. He was passed out. Yeah, no, and I think that's what's cool about it. I think you create a good story that way, having him passed out like that on Javon Evans. And it's simple. It's simple booking. Who do I think Ethan Page's first opponent will be? If I'm being honest, Trick Williams. That's going to be his first opponent because he has to give Trick his rematch, and they'll tell a story, and he'll try to keep Trick away from the belt. But ultimately, he's going to. That's going to be his first opponent, or Javon Evans as well. Javon Evans. Don't be shocked if that guy wins a championship here soon in the next year or so. That guy has definitely got superstar written all over him. But guys, I do want to go over the whole show, and I want to talk about everything that happened on the show because my word, this show was a fucking banger. I can't even sit here and lie to you guys. The show actually slapped, unless another Fatal 4-Way. No, I don't think they'll do another Fatal 4-Way. I think tonight was special. Obviously, we haven't seen a Fatal 4-Way match on WWE TV in quite some time, honestly. If I'm being like 100% transparent, it's been a while. But regardless, it was nice to see. It still was a good show. Richard's not happy that Roxanne Perez won. I would have loved to see Lola Vice win, but I do think there's a bigger story here at hand. And that's the thing with WWE right now is they're so on fire and they're telling great stories that just because they didn't win now doesn't mean that they're not going to win later, because obviously Lola Vice is huge. She's going to be a star. So expect her to win that NXT Women's Championship at some point. It's only a matter of time. But I want to go over the whole show, and I want to talk about Wesley and Obafemi. Denisha says, "Hey, Billy, Denisha, how are you? It's always a pleasure. It is always a pleasure to have Denisha here. Denisha shows up for all the streams. A lot of you guys may not know her, but she's here every stream, really just looking out. Denisha says she enjoyed the show. Good, Denisha. I'm glad. I'm glad that everybody so far has liked the show for what it is. That was something with Obafemi. Yeah, no. Did you guys see how Obafemi legitimately launched Wesley in midair? Because that shit was crazy, and I can't even believe humans can do that. And pooh, shit. Obafemi is a beast. I don't think there's any other way to go about it. Obafemi is a monster, and the dude is a problem, and there is nothing else that can change my mind. But ultimately, Wesley lost that match. It was a great match, by the way, and Wesley looked really good. And again, we go back to telling a story. The story here was that Wesley, if he lost this match, is no longer going to be able to challenge Obafemi for the NXT North American Championship as long as he is the champion. Now, with that being said, what you're doing is you're now adding character development to Wesley, having Wesley lose this match. Obviously, we know Wesley had the longest North American Championship run of all time, and that guy is absolutely outstanding. But ultimately, we're getting more character development, and we're getting more focused on Wesley, the character. So understandably, him losing here made all the sense in the world. This small guy realistically should never have beaten or should never beat a guy like Obafemi, just because Obafemi is a absolute monster. Maybe later on down the line when the story gets a little more serious, maybe for the world title, just some thinking in that realm of like, oh, this guy's a big beast, and overcoming or being the underdog and overcoming a guy like Obafemi, conquering the giant, if you will. So Obafemi actually won this match, and we're getting some extra character development on Wesley. And Obafemi won by a power bomb. It was a vicious power bomb. Yeah, no, it was insane. Wesley had some great spots. Obviously, Wesley is amazing. He got slapped in the chest. I'm not sure if you guys seen the chest slap, but it sounded like a car wreck. Like I literally cannot make that up. So let me go through and read the chat. Denisha says, I need to message you on Discord about moderator. Yes, Denisha, you need to reach out to me about that, and we will talk. Reactive says, I'm ready for when Roman comes back because Solo is going to get beat like he has never been before. Yes, if you want to hear my thoughts on that, Reactive, definitely be sure to go back and watch my my live stream from yesterday, because we definitely dove in on everything with Roman and Solo and whatnot. Mike was good, my boy. He says, what a banger, all ego with a much earned victory. See, me and Mike, right? Me and Mike, we agree on a lot of things. A lot of people hated the cash-in yesterday. Mike was one of the only people that I've seen saying it was one of the greatest cash-ins of all time, which I highly, highly agree with. Anthony says, who do you feel like is the next NXT call-up? I think I had mentioned it in the stream. My buddy Solak actually reached out to me, and he said that Trick should definitely get called up, and I agree. I think Trick is going to be your next NXT call-up following SummerSlam. They may do one or two after SummerSlam, so Trick Williams is probably going to be that guy. But guys, Obafemi looked like a monster, an absolute monster. But after that match, we had Sol Ruka versus Kalani Jordan, and I really want to hone in on this match because I believe that you are looking at a future WWE Women's Champion, WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion. Not only in Kalani Jordan, because she is outstanding too, and I do believe the same for her, but Sol Ruka, I believe, is something that WWE has never seen before. I believe the Soul Snatcher, her finisher, is one of the coolest finishers I've ever seen. She hit a 450 clothesline. I didn't even know people could do that. Like, how to maneuver your body in air to get your arm to come out, number one, because when you're doing a 450, you're normally tucking. But she literally spread her arm out to hit a clothesline. It was insane. Absolutely insane. Mike says, Oba is a little green. The Beast looks main roster ready. Yes, he is a little green. I think that's fair to say. You've seen a couple botches tonight, but nothing out of the ordinary for sure. He's great. He's absolutely great. And a little bit more work and he'll be good. Anthony says NXT is an absolute fire, or is on absolute fire. Shawn Michaels is brilliant. Yes, Anthony, I fully agree. Shawn Michaels is a fucking genius and he is killing it down in NXT, you know, especially having to top what Triple H did there with the takeovers and stuff. Definitely Shawn Michaels is doing exactly what he's supposed to. Reactive said that match was crazy. Yes, that the NXT Women's North American Championship match was insane. Absolutely insane. Mike says Soul will have her best first run as a heel that turns on Kaylani. I agree, Mike. I agree. I do believe she's going to be a killer heel, and you're going to see her character development as well as time goes on. Denisha says she did message me on Discord. All right, Denisha, I will check it as soon as we are off here, and then we can chat, like I said. But yes, no, Sol Ruka and Kaylani Jordan. Obviously, guys, here, Kaylani Jordan picks up the victory. They had some good, they had two really good promo packages coming into this match as well. Just kind of, you know, explaining who these women were, just because obviously some of the people aren't continuously watching NXT. So they do a great job at explaining who these people are. So Sol Ruka just looked great in that match, and she absolutely killed it. And I'm so happy to see her. So happy to see her get the shine that she has, and just looked absolutely outstanding. Kaylani Jordan too. The poison Rana off the top rope was insane. So I mean, just great spots all through the night. And another match that really emphasized that. Another match that really emphasized all these crazy spots was the NXT Tag Team Championship match, and that was Chase U taking on Axiom and Nathan Frazier. And man, oh fucking man, that match was a banger. That match was a absolute fucking. I don't even know how to describe it, honestly. Like the spots through that match, there were so many, it's hard to exactly pinpoint. But I know that Axiom and Nathan Frazier went to go hit their finisher, but like. It was funny because Chase U, he was like stalking. Oh my goodness. It's so hard to explain, but it was absolutely outstanding. And he did like a sunset power bomb. It was just a great spot overall. Excuse me, guys. I'm a little out of it and still coming down from the show because the show was absolutely outstanding. Anthony says, or Reactive, says that, yep, he agrees with Mike that Soul will have her best run as a heel, which, yes, absolutely agree. Anthony says, how long does Roxanne keep the belt? Feel it's time for her to get called up. Kind of stale. Yeah, I do believe that here at some point, Anthony, she is going to lose the belt overall. And it's only a matter of time. Honestly, it is only a matter of time before she loses that belt. I do believe that she's going to actually lose it to Lola Vice. If you want me to be quite honest with you, it's going to happen. But yeah, no, overall, that match was stellar. Julia, yep. We're going to show this on the screen because, yep, Julia is another person that just kind of lingers in the wind. I know WWE, I've seen a tweet actually pretty recently that WWE is very high on getting her involved and definitely getting her on the show as soon as possible. Now, obviously, you guys know that they're going to be switching to the CW network here soon, so expect some new faces. Now, I haven't seen anybody oh, hold on real fast. Juan is here. He says, what's up, Billy? How are you doing? Juan, I'm great. How are you? I hope things are well. I appreciate it. I'm starting to see some new faces in here. I'm also starting to see some old faces. For a long time, we were away from the live streams. We were away from the long form content, but we are back on a roll. Excuse me, guys. We are back on a roll and we are uploading consistently and we're doing everything that we need to do. And we're definitely, we're killing it right now. We are absolutely killing it. But Juan, how am I doing? I'm doing great. I'm actually, I moved. I'll be honest with you guys. I moved from the last time a lot of the people seen me. But I'm actually getting ready to move again into what hopefully will be the last place that I move for quite some time. So that will be at the end of the month. So if things start to get a little slow for a minute, just understand. There it is. Say his name and he appears. Yes, guys, at the end of the show, there was a little Joe Hendry action going on. So, yes, it's going to be great to see Joe Hendry on NXT TV. Anthony, you said, are you and Ango still going to be doing content together after shows. Yeah, absolutely. Me and Ango are real life friends. So sometimes our schedules just get mixed up and stuff, and we have a hard time with it, But no, as much as we can, we will be doing live shows together. That's my guy. Always will be. Great, 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 great man. Just in the universe says ego, ego, ego. Yes, all ego. Ethan Page is your new NXT World Champion, as you guys know and as you guys seen. Juan says, glad to hear you are doing good. I'm good myself, Juan. That makes me very happy. I appreciate that, man. You guys are all great, and I appreciate you guys all being here. Denisha says, yeah, Roxanne's losing to Julia. Yeah, I think that's fair. Reactive says, I think Ethan Page's first opponent will be Joe Hendry. I think after what we've seen tonight, right after him winning, I think that's fair. Obviously, getting Joe Hendry on your TV, WWE is capitalizing on all the cool things. All the cool things that Joe Hendry is obviously doing over in TNA. They are definitely letting it be known that that man is here and he is appearing. Just in the universe says, I can't wait to see Julia. Yeah, me either. I'll be quite honest with you. I'm very, very excited to see her. She is stellar and she is amazing at what she does. But guys, I do want to go over this because I won't be on here long. I have some things going on. I'll just be honest. But we were talking about the NXT Tag Team Championship match, Chase U versus Axiom and Nathan Frazier. There was a little bit of some hiccup with Axiom and Nathan Frazier. Now, obviously, if you guys watch NXT, Nathan Frazier has been just kind of almost like flaking on Axiom a little bit. And tonight you kind of seen a little bit of that happen where he didn't show up until right before the match actually was getting ready to come on. And then on top of that, he actually kicked Axiom. He actually kicked Axiom with a super kick, which I believe is going to tell a long, long tale, if I'm being quite honest. Anthony said, just read Wyatt 6 put out a tweet ahead of tomorrow's Raw. Should be interesting. Tomorrow's Raw is going to be insane. I think after everything going on, which I didn't talk about today, but Drew McIntyre was suspended indefinitely by Adam Pearce. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. Anthony said Nathan Frazier is another guy who I believe could be called up soon. Yes, I do love the tag team between him and Nathan Frazier and Axiom. I love it. Mike said, how do you lie? They didn't show at Money in the Bank. No, they didn't. They did not show at Money in the Bank. Although, did they ever say that they were going to? I can't remember if they did. I could be wrong, but Mike, let me know because I could be completely wrong about that. But no. Then we had the women's championship match, and that was Roxanne Perez taking on Lola Vice, and that match was absolutely outstanding. Mike said they teased, didn't say. So yeah, I mean, if it's a tease, they can get away with not showing up. You know what I mean? It's simple stuff. Hinted heavily. Even with a hint, it's a little tough. You know what I'm saying? But yes, the women's championship match happened last night. We had Roxanne Perez taking on Lola Vice, and that match was absolutely stellar. Anthony asked, will you be live tomorrow for Raw again? Yes. Like I said, this one's going to be a little quick tonight just because I have some things going on. So I'm just going over the matches and letting you guys know what happened. But tomorrow we will be more in depth with Raw. Now, let me ask you guys, and I could put a poll up, but I'm not going to. I'll just ask you guys personally. Do you guys prefer the post shows or do you guys prefer a watch along? Let me know down below because I am interested to know because the watch alongs do pretty well, but they're just kind of hard and a little boring to sit through. So the post shows are a little bit easier because we know everything that happened. It's easy to get through. You guys can let me know down below if you guys want me to do watch alongs or if you guys prefer that I actually sit up and do the post show. Reactive said Roxanne is better as a face. Yeah, it's kind of like the Bayley effect. Bayley was always great as a face, but it works a little bit as a heel. It's not everything that you want. Reactive says it don't matter. All right, well, that's taken and noted. So yes, we had the women's championship match which obviously Roxanne Perez won. There were some great spots with that, some great outstanding spots that I love so much. Jake, what is going on, my man? I hope you're doing well. But I'm not going to go too in depth with that match because overall Roxanne Perez comes out with another victory and she looks great and she looks stellar. She's another person that I see being called up very, very soon. Possibly after SummerSlam. I think her and Trick are going to be your next two that possibly get called up there. But we had the Fatal 4-Way match, and this is the one that everybody I know is waiting for and wanting to talk about that is in here. Yes, we had the Fatal 4-Way match of Shawn Spears, Ethan Page, Trick Williams and Javon Evans for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship. Mike says NXT needs Cora Jade. I agree, and she will be back hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. I know that she's been posting on social media a little bit recently, and I'm going to be very, very happy to see her. So, guys, that's another person to think about when thinking about who's going to take the NXT title away from Roxanne Perez. And people really want to get behind Cora Jade. Although I know she turned heel and stuff like that. People want to get behind her now because of everything that happened. But the Fatal 4-Way match happened, and the Fatal 4-Way match was stellar. And I really want to put emphasis on Javon Evans. This kid is 20 years old. Keep in mind, guys, I'm 26. I'm 26. My little sister is 20. And I'm watching this kid put on one of the greatest performances I've ever seen. Like, hands down, ever seen from anybody. I don't think you can change my mind about it, honestly. He looks stellar in every aspect. And honestly, it just, watching him perform is like watching a live circus, if I'm being honest. Seeing him fly all over the place, seeing him do things that normal humans probably shouldn't be able to do. Athleticism at its finest, if I'm being honest. 100% athleticism at its finest. So Javon Evans looked great in that match. Next is Shawn Spears. I do believe that there is a bigger story at hand, obviously, with Shawn Spears and Trick Williams. That is going to be a story that is going to be told. Now, if you guys want me to be honest, after Ethan Page won the match, I was actually expecting Josh Alexander. Call me crazy, but a part of me just thought about, they're in Canada. We are the North, or the North, excuse me. I thought about it and I was like, man, how cool would it be if we had Josh Alexander at the end of this? Like, it would be insane. But ultimately, we got a little pop-up of Joe Hendry. So say his name and he appears. So hopefully he will be on NXT on Tuesday, or if not, at least making some kind of appearances. Joe Hendry actually had one of the most viewed videos throughout. I want to say it was bigger than WrestleMania weekend when he debuted in NXT in the Battle Royal. Javon Evans, or excuse me, not Javon Evans, but Joe Hendry is going to be so exciting to see in NXT. I want to see him on my TV as much as possible. Obviously, more people have access to WWE than they do TNA. You can get TNA on, you can watch it on the app and stuff like that. But ultimately, people are very tuned in with WWE and they're going to watch. So that's definitely good on TNA's part too. Jake said, Jake said, Cora Jade put a tweet out after Roxanne Perez's match tonight. That doesn't shock me. Like I said, I do believe she is a good person to take the belt off Roxanne. Reactive said the Fatal 4-Way match was crazy and the best match on the card, and I think it was about time for Trick to lose it to Ethan Page. Yes. See, the NXT title is about development, and Trick Williams is getting developed. He can obviously win it more than once. But this is not a belt that you need to hold on somebody for a year or 2 years. No, this belt can be moved around a little bit when you see progression. And honestly, automatically, you've seen the impact that Ethan Page made walking in to NXT. Good. Put the belt on him. Make him seem serious. The Bobby Roode effect. Just like that. You make him seem serious. Simple stuff, man. Simple stuff. But yeah, guys, if you guys want, definitely feel free to drop all your stuff down in the chat below. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to sit on here long. I'll probably wait, see a little bit more from you guys. And yeah, no, if you guys are new here, definitely be sure to like this. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because when you guys subscribe, we go to a different stratosphere. It's all great, fine, and dandy. You guys can follow me on TikTok. You can follow me here. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitch, whatever the case is. And you guys can join the Discord. I really want to emphasize the Discord is down in the down in the description below. I apologize. I am so out of it today, guys. After this weekend was hectic. It was just a hectic weekend overall. A lot of content was rolled out. So they put on this great show, and I'm sitting here wanting to cover it, and I'm like, man, oh man, we got some things going on. But Reactive, you said you have a question. Hit me with it. Are you going to do like a post show or something like that for SummerSlam? Yes. Yes, I will be doing a post show for a SummerSlam. Absolutely. Chances are I'll talk to Ango, see if maybe he wants to do one together and we can multicast from my channel and his. And yeah, we definitely, I know for sure I will be doing some kind of something special for SummerSlam because this SummerSlam card is going to be hectic. It's going to be insane. But I'll probably stay on another 5 minutes and let you guys get your comments, questions, and concerns in. And after that, I'll probably call it a night because I'm tired and I want to go to bed and I want to relax. Juan says, how was Kaylani versus Sol Ruka? Juan, it was amazing. Definitely one of my favorite matches actually on the card. Sol Ruka looks like she is outstanding. She is the future of the WWE when it comes to the women's division. She's going to be a future world champion. She hit that 450 clothesline that we talked about. Absolutely stellar. Absolutely stellar. I appreciate you guys always showing up and hanging out with me. It's amazing. Now, guys, also I am posting over on I'm posting on TikTok. I post live reactions. That way you guys can see exactly what happened and my reaction to it or whatever the case is. Again, guys, I apologize for kind of being out of it tonight. I'm cooked. I am fucking cooked. It was a long weekend. It was a very, very long weekend. It's going to be nice to just, have some good storytelling going in through the weeks. And, we got until August 3rd until the next PLE. So that's going to be very, very relaxing. Reactive said phenomenal match talking about Sol Ruka and Kaylani Jordan. Yes, absolutely. Phenomenal match, man. They absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. Guys, if you want your questions answered on screen, definitely feel free to drop a super chat. And David, that is okay that you are late. We've gone through the show, so definitely, you can tune in after once this goes up because it should automatically go up after the show is done. But we talked about everything. We talked about the main event. We talked about Sol Ruka and Kaylani. We talked about the tag match. We talked about the women's championship match. We've dove into everything. David said, "What is up?" Nothing, David. I'm calling it pretty early tonight. I'm not going to lie. We're going to stay on here in another 3 minutes. So if you have any questions, David, feel free to ask them. Just because I am tired. It has been a long weekend. Can we talk about the ending? Yes, we did talk about the ending as well. We talked about Ethan Page and the way that he won. And then we talked about Joe Hendry popping up on screen with that little white screen. Love seeing Joe Hendry, man. Joe Hendry makes me happy. You say his name, he appears. Reactive says, do you think we will get Punk versus Rollins pretty soon? I think that's your Mania match. Obviously, it was supposed to be the Mania match this past year. So ultimately, that is going to be the match that they want at Mania. You guys can remember that I said that. So when everybody's going crazy, like, oh, what are they going to do? When are they going to do Rollins and Punk? Just know that I said it's going to be at WrestleMania 41. They want that match bad. David Decker says, Joe Hendry versus Ethan Page at No Mercy. I like it. Or the Great American Bash. I think they'll probably do it at the Bash because they're going to want to get Joe Hendry on TV as soon as possible. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's so great seeing Joe Hendry in the WWE. I think we can all agree that man is great. Yeah, no. Just in the universe, I can't wait for Bad Blood. Me either. I'm actually very excited. Just know that Bad Blood was announced for a reason because ultimately I do believe that we're going to get a grudge match, a Hell in a Cell match between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. I do believe, I talked about it in a video earlier, you're going to get 3 matches. You're going to get one at SummerSlam, you get one in Berlin, and then you get one at Bad Blood, and that's the way that you end it off, and then you start building with Rollins and Punk. And Drew McIntyre, yes, guys, will ultimately go on and probably win the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm just being honest. Him and Gunther will go on to have a great feud, and I do believe that Drew will ultimately win it from Gunther. Just in the universe says, Drew versus Punk in a Hell in a Cell. David, yes, I agree. Just in the universe says, very good call. Absolutely. Who's going to Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia? Like I said, Punk and Drew are going to main event in a Hell in a Cell match. That'll be the only Hell in a Cell match on the card. And it's going to be absolutely stellar. It's going to rock. It's going to be the shit. I'm just being honest here. But yes, guys, I am going to call it a night. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Just in the universe, I'll read this. Then we'll have Blue Cane come out and run Rampage on Punk at the end. That would be fucking hilarious. Drew versus Gunther at WrestleMania 41 will be epic. Drew, yes, yeah. I don't mind Drew winning the Rumble. I actually don't mind, because the thing is everybody's so pissed that Drew keeps getting screwed. He re-signed. He's going to win the belt again. He's going to get that World Heavyweight Championship run. But yes, guys, I am going to call it a night. Definitely be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Everything down below is where you can follow me at. You guys can become a member of the channel for as low as $1.99. You guys can follow me on TikTok, Twitter, wherever, Twitch. And also, you guys can become a member of the Discord, which is linked down below. So definitely do that. I appreciate all you guys staying here, tuning in. Reactive, good night. David, good night. Justin, the universe, good night. Juan, good night. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much. Mike, good night. Jake, good night. Anthony, good night. Everybody be safe, man. Denisha, good night. I just want to say good night to everybody in the chat because I do appreciate you guys. Richard, good night. Trevo, good night. I appreciate all you guys being here, man. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I'll definitely be talking to you guys later. Peace.